Hello and welcome to a special bonus episode of the franchise. It's a bonus episode because we forgot this movie exists. Okay, but it does. All right. We're covering Captain America this week in advance of Captain America Brave New World. And it is a brave new world because Captain America black now. All right. And but they've been making Captain America movies forever, apparently. 1990, they put this one out by Albert Pune. Canon is Menachem Golan produced it. Uh, we're gonna talk all about it. It's gonna be a Captain America heavy couple of weeks here on the franchise. It's also prescient because of the re-rise of fascism here in America. All right, so that's great too. All right, Daniel Ehrenberg is my name. Um, as you could tell by my name, I was on the side of the good guys in World War II. Okay. And over there is Logan B. Adair, my wonderful co-host, and a man who I think represents America just as much as Captain America.
Oh, you just brought a tear to my eye. I am
Yeah.
wearing red, white, and blue. I'm not sure if it really translates to the screen so
Mhm.
well, but I'm wearing my America colors. And you said something that I was gonna talk about, and then I forgot what it was. So we don't really have to talk about that. But you mentioned that we go back to 1990. I guess you forgot about this, and so did I. I didn't know about this. 1979. There were two television films.
I knew that. I'm not covering those. Those are famous. Like he drives a motorcycle. He has got a motorcycle helmet instead of like his Captain America hood. And
If it was up to
they're
me, we would have covered that fully.
really.
100%. I forgot about those, and then I saw those, and I was like, "Oh shit! I've always meant to watch that." And the Captain America 2, Death Too Soon. That's like a name that always sounded cool to me.
Do you want to cover them the week? You want to go back after we cover the new one? I'd
Honestly,
be
I would
I'd
be
be
into doing
willing.
that,
I'd be
but I
willing.
don't know if people would be upset. But I saw that, and I felt kind of sad.
I don't think people would be upset.
I mean, I hope not, because I would like to do that.
All right, well, give us feedback. We got 2 weeks. Give us your feedback. Do you want us to go back and cover these TV movies from the 70s? Because we will.
If not, I'll just watch them on my own and talk about what I'm watching here.
All right. They're famously bad, but I mean, what else are we doing here?
Yeah, doing bad movies apparently.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, but this one it was the first theatrically released Captain America movie. Although it was only theatrically released overseas, it was released straight to video here like 2 years later.
Hmm, okay.
Yeah. Should we get into it?
Yeah, if you've seen the other Captain Americas, you know the story. Inject this guy with serum. He becomes Captain America, fights the Nazis.
Sort of. Yeah. So Captain America was created in the 1940s by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. And then when Jack Kirby was writing for not right, well, kind of sometimes writing, but really drawing for Marvel in the 60s, they decided, well, let's bring him back. We're
Good
gonna
idea.
we're gonna have the Avengers discover him in a block of ice. All right. And it was a brilliant idea. Then it added this whole like out of time element to the character that I feel like gets more interesting as the years go by, because now if you do Captain America movies, you have to wake him up now rather than like back then. Like it was the 60s. He was only in a block of ice for like 20 years.
That's less
Now
interesting.
it is less interesting. Now he's missed a lot.
Yeah, he had to learn about Star Wars and stuff, remember?
Yeah. So anyway, this movie, it comes to us from the all right. Well, let's start with early on in the development. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Universal wanted to make a legitimate Captain America movie in the early 80s. Okay. They had they wanted Jeff Bridges to play Captain America.
He's
And
already a superhero. Starman.
good point, man. Good point. And Peter Fonda was gonna play the Red Skull.
Okay.
All right. That would have been weird. But they there was a rights battle. They couldn't get the rights, and then Canon ended up with them in 1984, and they hired their regular director Michael Winner to direct, the guy who made the first three Death Wish movies.
Okay. Well, I know
All
he's a
right,
winner, so may as well keep going with him.
good job. So he was going to direct with Michael Dudikoff as Cap and Steve James from the American Ninja franchise as the Falcon.
Okay.
All right. All right. Then that fell apart. That movie was going to be about like the Statue of Liberty gets stolen. The Red Skull. I don't know how he pulled that off, but he
I like
did.
that.
Yeah. And then I'll tell you who signed on to direct after that, Logan. One of our favorites, a man who's all about fun in the sun. Do you know who
Who?
I'm about to say?
No.
The guy who made Blue Crush and Into the
Oh,
Blue,
my bad.
John Stockwell.
Yeah, he would have been great.
He would have been great. But so he comes on with Stephen Tolkien as writer, and that sort of falls apart. And they keep the Tolkien script and hire this fella Albert Pune to direct. Pune is a Hawaiian fella, and he recently died. He had like MS and dementia at the end. It was pretty rough, but he made a ton of movies. He was really prolific. Very, I mean, like, are any of them good? I don't know what's good,
What is
but
good?
yeah, it's you know what's good to you.
Oh, I was gonna touch on how you said you were part of the good side. Isn't everything viewed on a spectrum? It's hard to, some people might think you're part of the side you weren't on, listening to that. They might think the
You
good
mean
side
you
was a
mean the
different side.
Nazis that are listening?
Yeah. So you need to specify what you mean.
If you think the Nazis were the good side in World War II, fuck off and kill yourself right now and never listen to my podcast again.
I don't think we have any Nazi listeners at this
I
point.
hope not. I hope not. They wouldn't support this Jew. Um, listen. So Albert Pune, I've seen four movies directed by this guy.
Wow. What do we
All
got?
right, this one, the one we're about to talk about today, he directed Cyborg with Jean Claude Van Damme. All right, in that movie, he plays a cyborg,
Hmm.
and he directed Doll Man, which is sort of a superhero movie about a little tiny guy,
That's cool. Who
right?
played
Yeah,
him?
yeah. I don't remember, and I can't. Oh wait, I can look it up. I have my phone. All right, and then he also directed a film
I
called
got you. Don't worry about it.
Thanks, Bro. He also directed Arcade, which is like a cyber thriller. It's like a virtual reality movie from the early 90s. And, I love every single one of those.
Right. Looks like
Yeah.
Tim Thomerson or Jackie Earl Haley. He's also in it.
Okay. Wow. Jackie Earl. Um, and the writer of this movie, Stephen Tolkien, he's a Nepo baby. His dad was the head.
JRR?
No, no, that's funny though. It's not
By the way, RIP to
Tolkien.
Pune. He recently died just a couple years ago, 2022.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, you did say that? Do you know what
Yeah.
Julie Chen would say to him every time she saw him? Because he's Hawaiian and she would reduce him down to only that. She would say,
Aloha.
Aloha, Albert.
Yeah. Good job. Um, All right, this is Stephen Tolkien, the writer of this movie. He's a Nepo baby. His dad was the head writer on Your Show of Shows from like the 50s, which was a big show. And he went on to do a lot of shit. He created I know him from he created a show called Summerland in
Okay.
like the early 2000s. It starred Lori Laughlin.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah. I prefer the song Summerland by the band Everclear.
Fair.
Yeah, yeah, what a song. I've had it in my head all morning ever since I read that this guy created Summerland.
I like that.
All right. So it comes out on a $3 million budget. I assume the MCU versions had a bigger budget than 3 million.
You want to bet?
I'd make that bet.
I'm getting scared now that I think
Oh,
about it.
all right,
I don't
all
know if
right.
I want to.
That's fine. Might be the smart move. And it came out December 14th, 1990 in the UK, and then straight to video here in the US, July 22nd,
Why? Why so
1992.
long?
Because
It's
it's
weird.
terrible.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Like one? It's not one.
I
Better
think
than
it
Piranha
is.
3 Double D that we watched
No, it's
last week.
not. No, it's not.
I thought it was.
As a Captain America reader, guy who's read all the Captain America comics starting from the 1960s.
Wow, what a nerd.
Yep. I don't understand any of the choices made in this movie. It's crazy. By the way, you call me a nerd. Yesterday, I sometimes work with this girl who's like 20 years old. All right. And it came out yesterday, like that about the podcast. All
Mm.
right. She never heard about the podcast before. I don't really advertise that. But
Yeah, you really don't. It's been a problem for years.
I know. But but she asked me if I have a co-host. I said, yeah. And she goes, "Is he a nerd like you?"
Sort of.
And I was like, "No, you'd probably think he was cute."
I am a
And
nerd, but not like you.
whatever. And then
I don't read
I
comic books. I'm like a
so
movie nerd.
I pulled out the
The
picture
one
of you.
photo in your wallet that you keep.
No, no, it's your like letterbox photo.
Oh
It's the
yeah.
only photo I have of you. And it's like not a great photo. And she was like, "He looks 30." And I was
Man.
like, "Nah, he's closer to your age. You
I'm
probably fuck
actually
him."
closer. I'm 26. I'm probably closer to 30 if she's 20.
Yeah, but you could fuck a 20-year-old and it wouldn't be that weird. I would. It'd be super weird for me.
Agreed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Now let's get into it.
Yeah.
Walk me through the movie a little bit. How's it start?
Well, it starts out this guy, Steve Rogers. He's a soldier, right?
That's not how it starts.
Oh, really?
Wait, is it?
I don't know. It's
Wait,
part of
I
the story
think
of
you're
Captain
right.
America.
I think you're right.
I'm just guessing.
I was thinking of the stuff with the president as a kid, but I think that is a little bit later.
Oh, wait, don't we inject Red Skull first?
Oh, that's right. It actually starts in like Italy. The fucking Red Skull's Italian in this movie, right? Which is insane. A crazy choice. I mean, I know there were Nazis in Italy, but the Red Skull is famously a fucking German Nazi. All right.
We probably hate
We
the
want
choice in the other one more, don't you?
what? What other one?
Hugo Weaving?
Oh, ugh, I'm not happy with that either.
I
But
know.
I honestly prefer it to this. This Red Skull is crazy. This guy Scott Paulin,
Hmm.
and like he literally sounds like you know like a pizza guy. Like if you walked into a he's a I'm the Red Skull.
You want some pepperoni on your guns?
All right, I create the Fourth Reich, and we take down the Americans.
We go
That's
after
literally.
Captain America.
I'm not even like I'm barely exaggerating. I looked up this actor Scott Paul, and he had kind of a run in the '80s using the right stuff. But what really popped out to me is he is responsible for the voice of the dog in the Chuck E. Cheese clan.
Okay.
All right, you're familiar with Charles Entertainment Cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a rat, a pizza rat. All right. And he's got a bunch of friends who are anthropomorphic animals. One of them's a dog. And this guy was the voice of that guy, Jasper T. Jowls. And I've never really heard him, but I wonder if he sounded like this.
I
I
didn't know
come
he had
in for some
voices.
pizza.
I don't think he did.
You don't think so? So
No.
you think that he was more over the top as the
I,
Red Skull than he was as Jasper T. Jowls?
I think you're making this accent up. I didn't notice this.
I you
I think he was acting and doing a really good job at hiding his real voice, doing great accent work.
I don't know what to do with you right now.
I didn't remember him being fucking Italian or whatever.
He's crazily Italian, and so is his daughter.
She was cool.
Red Skull, by the way, has a daughter in the comics, but it does not resemble this character whatsoever. Um, all right, fine. You're gonna say nice things about this movie. So anyway, it sort of starts. It reminded me of the first X-Men movie, where you know how like it's like little kid Magneto getting pulled into the concentration camp, and he's like, "Ah! Ah!" and
Of course.
yeah, yeah. That's sort of what's going on here. It's like a little kid. He's getting pulled away from his parents. They shoot both of the parents. I don't know what this was about. Were we supposed to like have sympathy for the Red Skull for the rest of the movie? Because I didn't. He's a Nazi.
No.
Um, but yeah. Then we go to America, California to be specific, Redondo Beach. You know,
Wow. That's even more
I
specific.
yeah, I got the song Redondo Beach by Patti Smith stuck in my head. I'm just telling you all the songs I've had stuck in my head for the last few hours.
Wow.
And
This ain't the Chelsea Hotel for modern idiots.
oh, very good. Very great,
I'll
great
stop with the
tortured
Taylor.
poets
Since we're
department.
caught up, I won't reference Taylor so
Yeah,
much.
yeah. All right, but fucking this Steve Rogers,
Yeah,
you know,
he's cool.
he's Captain America. I hated that he's in California because you know he's a Brooklyn boy in the comics.
True.
I don't want this whole episode to just be me going like comics are better than movies, but
That's
uh
fair. Do
I'm
what you have
sorry,
to do.
some of it's gonna be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um so he's in Redondo Beach with his mom Melinda Dillon from Magnolia, and you know, he's a little shrimpy kid. He's not even.
No, I mean they didn't have CGI to make him look dumb like in the new one.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Apparently, the Pune wanted to do it so that Matt Salinger played him in the early stages of the film, and then when he gets the soldier serum, he becomes Howie Long,
Hmm.
the football player, who
Okay.
also starred in the classic Forest Fire film Firestorm, which I saw in
Okay.
theaters.
That's an
Okay,
interesting choice. I'm fine
yeah,
with what they did. I just I kind of
I
liked it.
but I did think Matt Salinger looked like fucking built and shit before the super soldier serum kicked in, which
I
is
just
weird.
believed that like his body got stronger. He didn't have to look stronger to me. That
But
doesn't matter.
the whole thing is like original Steve Rogers is like 5'4", 95 pounds. And then he gets the soldier serum, he's 6'2", 200 something.
That's hard to do on screen. I honestly like the recasting if they just recast him. That's fun.
Yeah. Um, the craziest thing about this movie is that Matt Salinger plays Captain America. I mean, this guy's barely an actor. He's just son of reclusive novelist J.D. Salinger.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's super fucking weird. Like he's the guy that's like in charge of all of, J.D. Salinger famously like stopped publishing in the 60s, but apparently like kept writing until the day he died. And there's all this unpublished J.D. Salinger work. And
Yeah.
he's like in charge of all that.
Hmm. But he hasn't done anything with it. He's just kept it under wraps
In
forever.
2019, he announced that he's starting to prepare it for publication, but I don't think anything's happened since then.
Or he's waiting until he dies.
I,
Pass it to the next person. It's like hot potato.
yeah, there's a daughter as well, Margaret Salinger, but she like has said some shitty stuff about her childhood, and Matt Salinger disputes it all. Like my sister's a fucking lying ass bitch. And then
Hmm.
but like you don't know, like Matt, maybe her experience was different.
Yeah, I agree with her.
Oh, you
I stand with her.
yeah, you stand with her after learning she exists 30 seconds ago.
I mean, as you said, people have different experiences growing up. Not everybody is the same. Even like siblings, that they have way different lives. I have four siblings. It's fucking different.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Um, all right. What next?
I don't know. He fucking turned strong, and then we killed the
He
scientist.
turns strong.
I thought that was crazy when the guy showed up. He was like Heil Hitler and fucking shot her. The
Yeah. Oh
scientist.
well. Well, first they take him. It's like a going away party for Steve at the house in Redondo Beach, and he's got a lady named Bernie. Now, in the comics, this is Peggy, I guess. Like she's
Right.
but he was dating a Bernie in like the '80s comics, so they just took that name. It's like they
That's
just
cool.
read like whatever the most recent Captain America comic was and adapted that.
Are you upset by that?
No, it's fine. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
But
That was cool though. Yeah, Peggy basically is here. And we see her get
yeah,
old, right? He comes back and she's old. Just
yeah,
like in the yeah. She didn't have a
yeah.
hot niece in like she does in the new movies. The
Sure, she
MCU.
does.
That's her. Oh, that
She's
was
a
her
hot
niece.
daughter. She's a hot daughter in this.
Oh, maybe I didn't realize that's who that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was pretty hot. Who was that?
That was who was that? I don't know who that was.
It was
Bernice.
Sharon.
Yeah. Oh, Sharon. Kim Gillingham.
Kim Gillingham. What's she been in?
The Power of the Dog a couple years ago. Pieces of a Woman
She's
years ago.
still working?
Maestro. Her like most famous stuff is recently.
Holy shit. Wow. Congratulations to Kim Gillingham.
Seriously.
Oh, wait. She got a thanks to in The Power of the Dog.
Oh wait,
All
yeah, you're
right.
right.
She
You're
was
right.
an acting coach on Maestro.
So her last
She's
acting credit is 2006.
all right, all right. So she retired and became an acting coach. Good for her. She's in an episode of Friends. Let's see
And
if I can
Seinfeld.
remember. All right, anyway.
And
Um,
Beverly Hills 90210.
good job. Good job. Thank you so much. But so anyway, he says goodbye to Bernie, and she's like, "I'll wait for you forever and ever."
Yeah,
All right.
didn't happen.
Well, she waited for 16 years. That's enough.
Fair.
You know, how many dudes come back after being missing in action for 16 years? That's got to be pretty rare.
Rare. He was frozen in ice. I'd say that's never happened before.
I bet it happens more than you think.
But they don't come back afterward. They just stay frozen in ice forever.
Well, I don't know. You don't know what's going on in the
I
government.
think we would know about that.
Maybe Doge will declassify this sort of thing.
Who's that?
You know, the new department of Elon Musk.
Oh, wow. That's his thing.
Yep.
Doge.
Doge.
He named it after Doge.
Yep.
What a genius.
All right. Yeah, what a great country. Um so yeah. He gets taken by the scientist. She's a lady in this, she's a dude in the comics, but you know what? Good on you. That's good.
We'd be really
But
mad today if that happened, though.
yeah, but everything else is from the comics. Like she gets killed right after injecting him with the super serum, and she had it all in her head. She didn't write it down, so that like he's the only one that could be created. You know.
Smart.
But then this blew me away. This blew my fucking mind. Of course, Captain America fought all through. In the original comics and the MCU and whatever, he fought all through World War II and was like a famous symbol of America before getting frozen in that block of ice, which was a sad day for us all. All right. And so when he comes back, everyone's like, holy fuck, Captain America's back. That's straight up Captain fucking America.
Yeah, I have
right?
questions.
But in this movie, he goes out on his very first mission ever. Okay. And he's in an airplane with Summer's dad from the OC.
Noticed him immediately. I'm not kidding. I looked it up. I was like, is that Summer's fucking dad from the OC? And it was.
Yeah. Mr. Roberts. Dr. Roberts.
Michael Nori.
Yeah. And he jumps out of the airplane and infiltrates the Red Skulls thing. Gets basically no offense in, and then is immediately tied to a rocket by the Red Skull
Yeah. Yeah, you're actually right about that.
and sent off. I mean, like, I don't think that anyone even knows this guy exists.
Was Bucky a character?
They never mention Bucky. They do set it up so that there were other superheroes in going on during World War II that were famous because they're referenced by kids. They bring up Namor the Submariner and the Human Torch.
Human Torch. Yeah. It was Sam. Is he the Falcon? His name is Sam. The Ned Beatty character? Like the like
Oh
driving
my
him
god,
around?
definitely not.
Not different Sam?
Yeah,
When he was calling him Sam, I was like, oh, is this the freaking Falcon character? I was pretty confused by that. But I got
yeah.
that's
I
Sam
don't believe
Wilson, right?
so.
Sam
Sam
Wilson?
Wilson, yeah.
Yeah.
So first
But yeah,
meeting,
he got injected and then got his freaking ass kicked and launched into
yeah,
freaking Alaska.
he fuck, it's insane. And
Right.
but on the way to Alaska, one kid spots him on the rocket and is like,
Important kid, pretty important.
yeah, he's a kid who's excited to be in DC. He's like, I'm gonna be president one day, and then he is president one day. Logan, he grows up to be President Ronnie Cox. All right,
Imagine the president is the one person that saw Captain America on his rocket. What are the odds of that? It's pretty rare
it's remarkable.
that kid would be the president.
Yeah. All right, so Ronnie Cox, of course, from Beverly Hills Cop and RoboCop, he is here.
He only likes
Um,
cop
yeah,
movies.
yeah. And his best friend, who we also meet as a kid, is played by Ned Beatty
Yeah.
from the Superman movies and shit. But
Is he related to Warren Beatty or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But the crazy thing about that is they're both from Deliverance.
Both the Beatties?
No, Ronnie Cox and Ned Beatty.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like we're only casting dudes from Deliverance in this movie.
That had already been out by this point.
Yeah, that have been out for like 20 years.
Deliverance is that from the 70s?
Yes.
Holy shit. My bad.
1972, I believe.
Hmm.
All right. So, there's speaking of the Superman movies, there's one crazy part before he goes on his first mission where someone's like, he's not Superman or nothing, but I guess he'll be Captain America. And it's like, you shouldn't do that in
We
a
didn't
Marvel
know.
movie. You shouldn't just say like, hey, you know that great DC character? Here's a shitty Marvel character. It's not a good idea.
It is weird, but we didn't know. There's a part in Spider-Man 2 where Aunt May is like doing a garage sale. She's like paying this little boy neighbor across the street to like help her get rid of some stuff in the garage. And Peter shows up and he gives like this speech and they mention Superman in the speech. And I always thought that that was weird,
It's okay
but
to
it's fine.
mention him, but you can't mention him as a more important character.
Yeah, I guess like wouldn't you rather be watching Superman than this movie?
Yeah, that's really all
Don't
it
remind
is.
your audience of that.
Don't. Yeah,
True.
in the first Spider-Man, he goes Shazam when he's trying to get his web shooters to work, but he didn't say like, "Damn, I wish I had cool powers like Shazam."
Yeah, he would never. Because Spider-Man's
Yeah,
powers are better than Shazam's. Shazam just says Shazam and then turns into another guy. That's not cool.
he starts out as a little kid. Good wish fulfillment.
I guess if you're a kid, that is a much better power
Yeah.
to be a cool
All right.
adult.
All right. So he was our shitty Captain America, our failure of a hero. He is in a block of ice and they find him in Alaska. It's not the Avengers, it's just a bunch of dudes. And he goes running off and he runs into Canada. I feel like this whole movie takes place in Canada and Italy, even though it's Captain America.
We're in Alaska for a little bit. I noticed one title card said somewhere in Alaska, and then another one just said Alaska. I was like, why the change up?
I
What?
liked the part where he gets rocketed over the White House. They show a shot of the White House and then it says Washington D.C. on the screen.
That
I was
was
like,
very helpful.
we can tell. I think we know.
Florida. Oh shit! They really got me. Yeah, that was stupid.
All right. Oh, oh, you know what? I forgot to talk about the casting of Matt Salinger. Originally this was offered to Val Kilmer.
Oh, he'd have been cool.
Yeah, but he turned it down to do the Doors instead. Probably a good move.
Yeah,
And
fair.
then you know who else were considered to play Captain America?
Tell me.
Dolph Lundgren and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold as Captain America and Dolph. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
two of the
That
least
is
American
hilarious.
people on this planet.
Dolph has the look, sort of. I mean, he looks like he's from a different country, but he looked like he. I could say Arnold is crazy. Arnold's insane.
I know.
That's very funny though.
I'm Steve Rogers.
I guess of the three or four, Matt Salinger is the best guy. When you tell us like that.
Can't just get anybody, like one actual actor.
Nope.
All right. All right.
I
So
mean, these weren't real Like nobody wanted to be in these movies, you know. Like with superhero movies at the time, I feel like weren't that. I mean, I guess by this point, 89,
this is right after
Batman had
Batman.
been
You
out.
never know. This might blow up.
You're probably right. I feel like these superhero roles weren't as sought after though back then as
No,
they are now.
no. Well, no. It was considered sort of embarrassing to be a superhero back then,
Yeah.
but still could have been big for somebody's career.
Arnold did it. He Mr. Freeze just a couple years later. He was like, "All right, I lost this one. I'll be Freeze."
Jim Carrey did
Yeah, it was
at
he.
the height of his powers.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So he runs across Canada. Red Skull's daughter immediately finds him and like tries to kill him. Red Skull, by the way, in his first fight with Captain America in like the 40s, he has like a big red skull. And it doesn't look like the comics, but I thought it looked creepy and kind of cool. And
Eh.
then
I sort of laughed. My when it first popped up, I chuckled.
I laughed too. I laughed too, but I preferred it to then what they did, which is like modern day Red Skull. He's had a lot of plastic surgery, and he just looks like a dude.
I sort of liked it because I don't remember them doing that in in the 2011 one.
Well, no, why would they?
Why would they?
It's a really cool character design that you immediately nullify, 10 minutes into your character.
Yeah, you can think about it like that. I thought it was, I've already seen the other way. I thought this was a cool way. I'm watching them reverse order, so
Well, you wouldn't be though.
I know, but
Uh,
that's how it is. So
I don't know. It was so weird. And then the Red Skull. We also see him in this like boardroom with a bunch of guys in suits,
mhm.
and he's like, "Why?" They're talking about Ronnie Cox. He's apparently like a great president. He's like the new JFK, and they're like, "Oh, why can't we just assassinate him?" And Red Skull's like, well, we can do that, but it's of course it's a tough thing. It took us a long time to find who's the guy who killed JFK?
But we don't know.
No,
That's the big question.
but you know the guy.
Yeah, Harvey Oswald, Lee Harvey
Lee
Oswald.
Harvey Oswald. It took us a long time to find Lee Harvey Oswald to kill JFK. And so he implies like we killed Robert F. Kennedy, John F. Kennedy. We killed Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
All of his dreams. And
Crushed in an instant.
yeah, and so it's like wow. If
Not Malcolm
Captain,
X. They should have said Malcolm X. It would have been a good one.
that's true. But so it's like if Captain America had killed the Red Skull on that mission, in the 40s, the whole country could have been different.
But he
But
fucking
he got
sucks.
his fucking ass kicked,
And he was already
and
injected with serum. That's so crazy. He didn't even put up a good fight. He literally got his ass kicked.
he was done. Like he like
He
popped
got
into
worked,
this.
as they say in
Okay.
wrestling, right?
Yeah, kind of. Well, sort of. But yeah, it comes into this big room with a bunch of swastikas, and Red Skull like shoots at him and like just wrecks him. He's
Yeah.
done. He doesn't get one punch in. I'm not sure
Really?
Captain America gets a single punch in this entire movie.
He has to.
I don't know. He throws the shield at people a couple
Oh, I love the
times.
shield.
It looks terrible.
I love it. It was so yeah, there was one part where he throws it and it was like all wobbly and then it turns into
Yeah,
like a boomerang and like comes right back to him. I
yeah.
love it. It's like the 60s Batman. Felt
But
like
it's
that.
1990. This is post Tim
Who
Burton
cares? I'm
Batman.
not watching it at the time. I'm watching it now. I don't care when it was made.
All right. Well, I watched it at the time. Well,
Yeah.
not really at the time, but a couple of years later. I watched it as a kid.
You couldn't even
Um,
like it then?
no, I thought Captain America was lame for a while until I started getting into the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like then I also watched Winter Soldier yesterday, and
Oh.
I was like, fucking Captain America rules.
You already
Like
watched
this
the first Avenger too?
no, I watched them out of order.
Okay.
But I was like I was watching that movie going like Captain America fucking rules. Like he's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
And yeah, but it doesn't come off in this movie.
I thought it was pretty awesome. And I used to have a shield that I used to be really into frisbee. I don't know if I've really talked about this. I used to be like really good at it. Like I could throw
Yeah.
it like a lot of different ways. I'm pretty good at it. And I used to have one that was a Captain America shield. Like in the inside of it had like this little strap you could put your hand in. It was like a
Oh
little shield, but it
wow.
was a frisbee. It was like a real frisbee. And it lasted years. But I used to like pretend I was Captain America and I would like throw it around. It was a great time. So watching this movie brought back a lot of fun memories. So I'm gonna go 4 stars. Nah, just kidding.
All right.
Did you like
So
when he saved the little kids from getting run over? That was my favorite part. There's a car coming at 2 little kids sitting in the street, and he runs over and saves them.
yeah.
That was great. It was funny and a great show of heroism, like by Cap. So
Cap.
I
Yeah,
like
so
that.
he goes back to see Bernie, and she's an old lady and she's married now. I felt bad for this husband. I feel like he didn't have like any lines. He was just sort of like sitting there going like shit, this fucking really handsome guy's back in town. He wants to
What's
be
she
with
gonna do?
my
Leave him? She's dying, basically. She's like really old.
I feel like Cap was still down to fuck.
That's lame. He should move on. Somebody
Well,
should tell him, "Hey, you're still like 30 and handsome. Why
he
you?
does.
She's 70."
He gets a push, when some assassins come and kill Bernie and her husband.
That was unfair by him. He really got the raw end of that.
Yeah, yeah, and they kill Ned Beatty, which was sad because I really liked that character, and then he's
Yeah,
not
I
in the
thought we were
rest of
gonna
the
get
movie.
the Falcon movie, and then he died, and then I was pretty confused by that.
And but Sharon's still around. She goes off to Italy. We got to travel to Italy, find the Red Skull, and
Hmm.
so they head out, and they
Do we
find
actually go to Italy to find the Red Skull?
yes.
That's so funny. You found my pizza shop. I thought you'd never get here. Oh my god.
Oh my god. So she there's one part where Captain America tries to like do a heroic dude thing and like leave her behind. Like, I want to keep you safe, Sharon. But
Yeah.
she like gets in a cab and is like, follow that guy. And
Yeah.
she catches up with him. I thought that was pretty good. And she speaks Italian for some reason. She's like, I did a summer class in Italy once, so I
That was
speak
enough.
Italian. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was enough. And so she helps out.
Yeah. She's great. MVP. Honestly, might be. I really liked her. She was cool.
No, I liked her too. Like,
I don't
like
even know which one she was.
this movie was terrible, but I'll give it up for. I thought Ronnie Cox was good. I thought Ned Beatty was good, and I thought she was good.
Who is she again? Kim Gillingham?
Yeah,
Yeah. I I, I don't have a problem with Matt Salinger. I thought he was fine. I
I
thought he looked like Matthew Perry a bit, like a blonde Matthew Perry.
I just think he's dull as dirt, man.
He's not Captain America, but he was.
I don't know. He can't pull off, and he can honestly, like, I don't think he's a good Steve Rogers or Captain America. Because when he's Steve Rogers, there's that scene where like he's saying goodbye to his mom at the beginning, and I was like, I'm getting nothing from this.
Yeah.
And then even when he says goodbye to Bernie, oh hey cat. Uh, when he says goodbye to Bernie, like Bernie, that actress is like really giving her all in that scene, and he's like, "Well, yep, I'll see you when I get home from World War II." And it's like you're giving me nothing. You
Mhm.
cannot translate emotion on screen. And so I was like, "Well, he's a big doofy blonde guy. At least he'll look good as Captain America."
He
But then,
didn't.
like, once they put him in the suit, the suit's terrible. It's smushing his nose down. I don't know. There's no upside to this casting.
Yeah, I'll blame the suit. If there was a better suit, he could have pulled it off.
Maybe, but I mean,
No, I like the suit. I thought the suit.
the suit was done by the same guys that did the fucking Batman suit.
No, that's cool. When he like can't move his neck, he's like has to move
Yeah,
his whole shoulders around. I think this is better than the Batman suit. No, the Batman suit's awesome.
yeah. Shut up. You're insane. You're like you've like come in here this morning like I'm gonna
I
have
didn't
some
expect you
hot
to be so
takes.
negative. So now I wanted to be positive. I don't want to be negative because I didn't
You know,
feel that negative. But I don't. I didn't
be
feel positive either. But I
be
feel like all my takes
negative
have to be
about
positive.
bad movies.
I didn't think it was that bad. I'm gonna
It's
give it a two.
terrible. I'm not.
I'll watch it again.
I'm good.
Well, I'd rather watch the '79 one. Maybe that'll be better. That might
Yeah,
be like more. That might be more what I'm looking for. Actually, I don't know.
maybe. All right. Anyway, are we done?
I was done 20 minutes ago. But yes, I'm gonna go MVP Kim Gillingham.
Okay. I'll go MVP Ronnie Cox. I sort of liked him as this like idealistic president who, like, when he sees Captain America, he's like, "That's the guy that I saw on that plane."
Yeah,
You know, it's sort of a sweet performance, and you don't always get that from Ronnie Cox. He's a little bit hard edged in most shit. So I
he's still
appreciate it.
alive. Pretty cool. Born in 1938. It's
Well,
amazing. Who's the LVP? Red Skull?
yes. I
Scott
mean,
Pollan.
him and Matt Salinger. Like the worst parts of the movie are the main hero and the main villain.
Yeah, I won't argue that. Special shout out Michael Nori, Summer's dad. That was so
Great,
cool.
great
That
to
was
see you,
honestly my
buddy.
favorite part of the movie. That was like the most excited I was the whole
He had a
time.
fun pencil thin mustache too.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. He's like a real hunk. He's like a real like man's man, that
Oh,
guy.
he is. Yeah.
Michael Nori.
You could
Anyway,
tell why. You know. Uh. Fuck.
Julie?
Thank you. Why Julie Cooper wanted a piece.
Totally. And we didn't get any comments. Nobody cared to watch this. I don't
Fair
blame you
enough.
guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna look up see if Ryder Strong watched it. I forgot to do that. He's probably seen some piranhas. We forgot to do it during that.
Yeah.
But what are we doing next week?
Um. Next, well, we're doing it in a day. Captain
Oh
America: The
yeah.
First Avenger and Captain America: The Winter Soldier. All right, and then next week we're doing Civil War and the new one, Brave New World, baby.
And we might be
Um,
going back, depending on what you guys say.
yeah. All
I'll
right,
watch them anyway.
Captain America. I don't know. Nobody watches this fucking thing,
Yeah, including Ryder. That's all
including
right.
Ryder. But I did notice a fun Ryder Strong opinion over the weekend.
Yeah, what do we got?
I watched Baby Girl.
Yeah, and you freaking loved it. Five
Yeah,
stars.
I did.
Favorite film of the year.
It's one of them, and I just happened to notice that Ryder Strong gave it 1.5 stars.
Oh no, he
And
auditioned.
that made me feel like Ryder Strong is just not a sexual being.
Or he auditioned for the did that Dickinson role and he didn't get it.
I think he's too old for that, but
I love that he just anything he doesn't like, he felt flunked the audition, didn't get the
yeah,
role.
he flunked it.
I don't think he still does. Does he still act? I don't know. I don't know much about him. He
I
has a
don't know.
podcast. I know he does
Yeah,
that.
Pod meets world. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So yeah, come on back in a day or two for Captain America MCU, and let us know if you want us to cover those '70s TV movies. Um, and you know what? That's it. God bless America.